Hi, I'm Sally and this is the tutorial for my elephant charm. This design was a request through Twitter, so I'm hoping the person that has requested it likes the finished result and enjoys making this. So let's make a start. So taking your loom in a staggered configuration with the arrows pointing towards you, we're going to start by making the ear. So taking 2 bands, we're going up once like so, and then we're going diagonally into the centre and then back on the other side like that, going down twice, going diagonally, diagonally again, and then joining it up like so. We're going to do the centre of the ear. So we're going to make a triangle in the centre with double bands again. So there's a noisy van or something outside, but it's going, so it's all good. Like so. We're going to place doubled bands on this pin and this pin, and we will use these to attach the ear to the elephant's face. So you're just stretching the band out, crossing it over around on your fingers, placing it over this pin, doing the same on this pin, like so. We're going to place on some holding bands. This will just help to keep the elephant's ear together instead of having the middle bit floating around and this bit pulling in an opposite direction. It will just make it look better. So again, we're doubling it, placing it in a triangle around here like this, and it's just here if you can't see, and placing another one around here, and that's down the bottom just there. So now we're going to begin to loop. So we're going to go in through these pink bands here, and we're going to take the top 2 grey bands, and I'm going to use a different hook that's slightly bigger. So you're just going in, pushing back those bands, and you're just taking the top 2 grey bands and looping them onto the pin, so that they'll be the last ones you placed on. I think. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. That's not right at all. Yes, it is. I think it is. We're going with it. Okay. Complete memory block on how I looped it up, and we're just going to work our way around on the grey part. And they should all interlink. So each time you're grabbing the bottom bands, looping them. Bottom bands and looping. It's a bit difficult because you are looping sort of not as you normally would, because normally you just have the bands in front of the groove at the front, whereas you've got to sort of go around and find it. So this is what you should have. Once you're all looped up, we're going to do the centre part now. So we're going to go in, and we're going to go to this first pin here. We're going to carefully, got 4 bands. You want to take whichever ones are on the top. Mine have bunched up a little bit because you've got that other band there. That's fine. And it's difficult because they're sort of behind the pin as well. That's 3, there's 2. Lovely. Right, there we go. And going through. And then just taking the 2 that haven't been looped and looping. And they don't want to come off the hook. So there we go, this is what it should look like when it's all looped up. So you're starting from this pin here and you're looping in the opposite way to the way you laid them out. And then you're looping again in the opposite way to the way you laid them out on the centre bit. We're now going to tie this off. So we're taking a single body coloured band, so mine's grey, and you're taking your hook down through the pin where the pink starts on the outside, out through the outside of the band, placing your band over and pulling up through all of the bands. As I see what's happened there. I think I've got another band on there. So I'm just going to work out which is the band I want. That's the band I don't want. There we go. All sorted. And it should go through all of the bands on the pin. So if you place both ends of your band on your hook, take the one at the top right over the end of your hook, pull tight. That'll make a slip knot, and then we can remove this from our loom, like so. And that will give us one of our elephant ear, and I've just realised I've made a slight mistake. There, the elephant ear looks good. You do not want to tie it off. But it's fine. We can work with it tied. That's not an issue. The next one we won't tie, but it's fine. We'll just have to do it slightly differently, but that's okay. It's force of habit. Normally you take things off and you tie them rather than leaving it open, but it saves us having to find somewhere to put it on a holding hook or anything. So now we're going to do the same, but we're going to do it in reverse for the elephant's other ear. So start on the other side of your loom and go up one, diagonal, and diagonally down. Oops. Down 2, so down, oops, 2, there we go, diagonal, same again, and then we're going to close it off, like so. We're going to make our triangle of pink in the middle. This is sort of a medium pink I'm using. It does look nice with the grey. Like so. Placing on our holding band on these 2 end pins, so doubled and placed over, and doubled and placed over. And now again we're ready to loop it up. So going on the opposite direction to the way you laid it out. So we started going up, so now we're going to go down, and you want to push back all the pink bands, find that top grey band. On the first one it's the top one, on all of the others it'll be the bottom, like so. Going in, finding the bottom 2 bands, bringing them round and hooking them over. Again, bottom 2 bands, hooking them over, and you're just doing this all the way around the edge of your elephant's ear. Oh, sorry, we haven't placed on the holding bands. Oh, Oh, brain like a sieve today. I do apologise. So I'm just going to unhook this. Hopefully you hadn't got this far. So if you just stop just for a second. Let me just unhook because I'm nearly there now. Oh, I am so sorry. I do apologise. That should be fine. Okay, sorry. Possibly screaming at the screen saying, what about the holding bands? And going like a sieve. So just place over your 2 triangle bands. Like so. So that's what it should look like. And then we can continue, we can loop it back up again. Today's just been one of those days, I think, where things just don't seem to go as they should. And I can't find this other band now. Oh, there we go. As I was saying, it's one of those days where things just don't want to go as you want them to. And bands decide just to catapult off of your hook and hide below other bands. But it's fine. It's all fine. Right. There we go. So, as before, you're just looping up. Possibly already done. In which case I will be with you in just a second. If not, then that's fine. I'm just going to have to hold these on so they don't ping off as I move my hook around. Okay. And then we're doing inside in the pink, so starting with the top 2. Bringing them round over the pin they've come from, going down, hooking round, like so, going down, that band's that band, that band I want. The bands have all got bunched up again, so naughty bands today, it would seem. Right, now we're all hooked up. So again, we're taking our single band and we're tying this off. And we're pulling it through, like so, tying it. We're not tying it. We're not tying it. We're leaving it open. So just hold it on your hook and then remove from the loom. Let's not make the same mistake twice. Okay. So you want to place that. You can tie it off if you wish. It's not the end of the world if you do. Or you can just leave it open like this and have it on a holding hook, which I'm going to do, and just place it over there like that. There we go. Placing that to one side. The next thing we're going to make is our trunk. So for this, we're going to use doubled bands, like so, and I'm going down my loom all the way down to the bottom. I'm hoping you can see, I keep checking. There we go, that's probably the best position. Every time I do another tutorial, the camera angle changes and the position changes, so I have to get used to it all over again. So it's slightly wonky or it's a bit too close or a bit too far away, then I do apologise. But I'm trying to keep checking just to make sure that you can see where my loom is. So nearly there. Okay, so I've placed a single band that's doubled over all the way down my loom. We just need to place a cap band on this bottom pin here. So again, if we just wrap it round, it will look really big on the end, and obviously it's going to come out quite thin. So this is what the trunk's going to look like when it's finished. It's quite narrow, quite tapered. Well, not tapered, but it's quite narrow. It's quite neat. So for the cap band, we will need to double it, place it around the pin, and then double it again, like so. Okay. So you're just taking your cap band, double it like you have done all the way down the trunk, and then place it over the pin, and then wrap it round on itself again. So it's sort of doubled around this one at the bottom, and then you can loop it up. So I'm going in through the cap band and looping forwards. So you just push the cap band back with the back of your hook and loop those bottom bands forwards, and then you're just doing this all the way up to the end of your loom. Like so. So that's what it's like. It's like when it's all looped up. We're going to place a band through this end here. So, same as we've done with the ears, just place it through the sides, pull your band through and leave it open, and this will just make attaching it a lot easier because the bands won't be so tight. And then you can just pull it straight off your loom, and there you have one very straight elephant trunk, like so. So that's going to need some curving, I think, because it's going to look a bit strange. So again, I'm going to place this on my holding hook with the ear. And now we've made all of the bits that we need to add on, except for the arms, which we'll do as we go. So now we're going to make the elephant's body. So taking double of your body colour, you're just going to place them over the end pin. So it's this pin here, that one there, going diagonally, like so. Like so. And then we're going down the face 5 times, and I'm using 2 bands still. So this is all 2 bands now, unless I say otherwise. So that's 3, 4, oops, 5, same on the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then in the centre we're going to go down 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. I'm going to place bands diagonally from this pin to this pin, and the same from this pin to this pin. So 2 bands together, and they're just going diagonally. Like so. So this is your elephant's face, like that. We're going to make the arms now before we run out of space on our loom. And for the arms, just taking 2 bands again, we're just going to go down 5. Noisy aeroplane. If you can hear it. Otherwise I'm just randomly saying noisy aeroplane. But there was an aeroplane flying over. That's 4 and 5. Cap it off. So single band. And you're going to wrap it around 3 times. 3. You're going to do the same down the other side. Whoops. So 1. 2. Drop the band. 3. 4. And 5. And again, capping it off. I have to say, these grey bands are really nice to work with. They don't snap too easily. And I have no idea what brands they are, but they're really nice. So, well done whoever made them. But they are nice, and they're a good colour as well. So, just looping these up. So, cap band, push it back, and looping the bottom 2 up. Whoops, like so. Like that. So you should have your 2 arms. I don't know how well this grey shows on camera, but I think you can see where it is. Hopefully you can see where it is. I'm just going to remove these. You can place them at the bottom of your loom or on your holding hook. I'm just going to pop them on my holding hook. I'm just going to take them off. Place them on here. Like so. Oops. So my bands have just pulled straight through. So I'm just going to put them back and then place it on there. Just so I was saying, the bands are so nice to work with, and then they start to be disobedient, but that's bands, we're sure they have a mind of their own sometimes. Okay, now we're going to go down 6 times. Down the side. 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. Okay, same on the other side. So, 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 6. I'm doing it again, I'm counting in 2s. I'll stop counting in 2s. I don't know why I am. So that's 4, 5, and 6. We're going down in the centre, 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And I think I'm going to add another one on the end here. I think otherwise the arms are going to look, or the front legs are going to look really long compared to the back ones, or the hind ones. So I'm just going to, so you're going all the way down to the bottom on each side, and you're just going down 3 from this point here. So that's what it looks like. Like that. We're going to place cap bands on the 2 feet, just here. So single band, wrap 3 times. Like that. And then we can add on all of our little extra bits that we've got. So we'll start with the arms. The arms are going to go just here on this pin here. So this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th pin down. So just stretch it over, just place it on. I think I've lost a loop on there as well. Like so. I'm going to add on the ears. So we're going to remove it from our holding hook, wherever you've placed it on. And this band here, that's either tied or not tied, but the one that we use to hold it all together, is going on the 3rd pin down. Like so. So it's there. And then where you've got your other the little round bands that we doubled on, you've got to find those. So I've got one here and there's one just down here sticking out. And you're placing them on the pin above, so on the side 2nd pin and the side 4th pin. So just pull them out so they're going either side of where you've placed on this other band. So it should look like this. Okay, and I'll show you how to do one if it's tied. So again, going round the side 3rd pin, and you'll just need to wrap it round. That's the only difference. So just wrap it round like a cap band. Just 3 or 4 times to just come completely unwound, just to secure it on so it's not too loose. To be honest, the finished result won't be much different. There we go. And again, you'll need to find your little circular bands and pull them over the pins either side of the one you've just put the tying off band around. Like so. Push it all down. So we have an elephant with ears and with arms. Next we're going to make his eyes. And for this you will need 2 black bands and 2 white bands. And one of your face colour band, your body colour bands. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our black band and we're going to wrap it around our hook 3 times. Like so. Taking a white band, we're going to wrap it twice around the far side, twice around the closer side. So it's wrapped around either side of the black band. We're going to do the exact same again. Now this isn't my eye design, as I have said in other tutorials where I use this design. Just wrapping the white band on both sides now. I believe this came from a Made by Mummy design, but it is a really good eye design, so full credit to whoever came up with it, but I think it was her. So there we go. And someone's shaking a bell, ringing a bell, shaking a bell outside. And then placing the single grey band over the end of your hook, hold it with your finger, you're going to slide these bands in this order onto the grey band. You don't want them to cross over. And you're just sliding this down like so. Okay, Same again with the other eye. Just pulling them over and on to the band, like that. So then you have your two eyes on the band. And we're going to place these across your elephant's face, and they're going again on the third pin down, so it's the same pin as you've attached the ear to, you initially attached the ear to, and that's just going straight across. Ooh. Separating out the eyes. So we have elephant eyes. If you take your hook in between the eyes where you've got these two bands, push your hook between them if you can, if it will let you. These bands are a little bit slippery. It's going to take a smaller hook. I have a really, really tiny hook, if it will let me. There we go. And I'm just putting the top band over the pin above the eyes, and that acts as our triangle band over this area. The last thing we need to add, as every good elephant has, a trunk, and the trunk is going on the centre fourth pin, so it's the pin just below the eyes, so it's sort of in the middle of his face as well. So I'm going to use my fingers for this. You can use your hook if you wish. So I'm just stretching out that single band that we had that's on our trunk, placing it over the centre fourth pin, and I'm just doubling it round so it looks like this. So I'm just placing it on with the two single bands, and then I've just doubled them around, so I've just gone back round it again on there. And then we're going to add on our triangle bands. And these bands will just help to hold the design together and stop, like this row for instance, pulling out this way, and this row pulling out this way, and this one just floating around in the middle. It just helps to hold it all together. So we're going to start on the fourth pin from the bottom. We're going to place it on that. We're going to go around the centre pin and hook it the other side. So it's like this. So we're just down here. So there's no bands going between these, but here it's just going just around this pin. And then we're going to place triangle bands all the way up your elephant. So just going around 3 pins, pushing the arms down if you need to, and just keep going all the way up. Move your trunk out of the way if you need to, which I'm sure you will. Well, not your trunk. And where the band goes across the trunk, just tuck it back through so it's on top of the triangle band. You won't need one across the eyes because the eye band will act as the triangle band. So in total, I've got the first one that goes around the pin, and then I've got another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with the eye band. And my loom looks like this. Like that. So once you're at this stage, we can start to loom. So taking your hook, going inside the cap band on the foot, pushing it back, taking the bands, the 2 bands underneath, looping them forwards, and then I'm just going to continue to loop forwards, just taking the bottom 2 bands, going inside all of the triangle bands, so you're just pushing that band out of the way with your hook, the back of your hook, and looping forwards. So you're not looping the triangle bands in through the arm. Again, only the bottom 2 bands. And then we're stopping here where we've got this V shape at the bottom of the head. Okay, I'm going to go up the other side. So pushing the cap band back, bringing it round and looping forwards. Same again, all the way forwards. and just keep on going. Like this. And up to where the V is, and I'm going to go up the centre. So the first band, there's no cap band, just lift it, hook it, and just pull it forwards, like that. And then just continue to loop those bands forwards, those 3 bands. Okay, so that's the body and the legs all looped up. So now we're going to do the face. So going in through the centre pin here, where you've got your diagonal bands here, you just want to take the top 2 bands, I've got 1, you're just looping it onto the pin that it's come from, as always, like so. Again, the next 2 that are on top, and hook them out, and then the last 2 go forwards, so it's like that. And then we're just going to loop up to the top of the head. So, going down to the last one. So, where you've looped them from the side out, you want to start inside that pin and continue looping forwards. And there shouldn't be any missed out. If there is, then just go back and loop whatever you need to loop. So we're going inside the ear, pushing all the bands from the ear back and looping forwards, pushing all bands back, looping forwards and up to the top of the head, going up the centre, so looping forwards, looping forwards. As you get to the trunk, it's a little bit tricky. What we will need to do is, as you've got the bands on your hook ready to loop forwards, you will just need to thread the trunk through those 2 bands, so it's still in the centre, and then loop it forward. So the trunk's going in between, so you've got 2 bands this side, 2 bands this side, and the trunk's in the middle. It's a little bit fiddly, but otherwise the trunk will just go off to one side and it will look a little bit peculiar, I think. And I'm just looping forward, so pushing the trunk bands out the way, and I'm continuing to loop all the way to the top of the head, and I'm going to come along the sides, and these bands have crossed over other bands, which makes it a little bit more tricky, but not impossible. And there's another aeroplane. We get a lot of aeroplanes, but there we go. Possibly hear them more than me, so I don't really notice them as much anymore. Get used to it. So the bands around this pin here are very tight, so I'm going to take an additional hook and I'm just going to run it around the hook, around the pin, sorry, on the inside of the bands, and this just helps to loosen the bands up and makes it easier to loop them forwards without them snapping. And then you can continue to loop. Right, so I've now looped up all of my elephant and I'm going to tie it off. So I've got my 2 bands here. I'm going in through this top centre pin, pushing all bands out of the way and just getting those 2 bands that were still at the bottom, pulling it round as if I was to loop it, and then adding on to my hook the other bands. So you've got all of the ends of the bands on, taking the top 2 over the ends of the hook, so you've still got one lot on your hook, and then giving it a tug to make a slip knot. Once you've done this, your elephant design is secure and you can remove it from your loom. And I think I like him in grey better than blue as well, or the blue I used anyway. But it's personal choice. You may think the grey looks a bit boring or a bit rubbish and prefer the blue. There's no right or wrong, it's just your own opinion. So, just removing this. So, here's our little heffalump, our little elephant. So I'm pushing his eyes through, stretching him out. Now his trunk's very, very, very straight. See? Very straight. And if you want it to be very straight, then hey presto, straight trunk. If not, I think it gives him a little bit more character if it's curly. This trunk, I didn't have to bend or anything. I actually made this on my hook. But it's easier to demonstrate with it being on the loom. So you can also do it on your hook. Same way, but start with the cap band first and then add in the 12 bands after. So you can just stretch this out, pull it upwards, just bend it a bit if you wish. So there we go. He has a curly trunk now. See? So there's my elephant charm. I hope you like it, and I hope the person who requested it likes it too. Just trying to get this so you can see. There we go. Please, they've actually come out looking completely different. Maybe it's the bands. They're made in exactly the same way. Oh well. There we go. 2 elephants. So yeah, click like and comment. Let me know what you think of the design and of this tutorial. Hit subscribe to be notified when I bring out new tutorials, which I'm trying to do every couple of days at the moment, when time allows and other commitments will let me do it. I am on Instagram and Twitter at Sally's Looming. If you'd like to find me on there, you can place requests, make any comments, share pictures of your finished designs, which is always lovely to see. I'm also on Facebook. If you search Sally's Looming, all one word, and you'll find my group on there where you can do the same with pictures, comments, requests. Alternatively, you can just comment under this video. Any way is good. They will all get to me. So there we go. There's my little elephant charm. So I hope you enjoyed making him, or her. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.